In this grade 12 English home language video, we are going to be looking at the May-June 2025 scope. In this one, we are preparing for paper 2 of the English home language question paper. I'm still going to do one for the first additional language. So if you're doing first additional language, do not worry, there's one also for you. So in this one, we are basically going to be looking at the literature list for the home language. The good news is I now offer once-off live virtual classes to help you with your last-minute preparations for your exam papers. The timetable you are looking at shows you the upcoming virtual class date so that you can book for your papers accordingly. Booking your session is very simple and affordable. All you have to do is send me an email on the email address you are seeing on the screen, and on the subject line write exam prep. Section A of your question paper will consist with poetry, and down here for you I have a poetry list. Now this is what you need to know, or what you can expect for your question paper to look like. Your question paper in section A is going to have 5 poems, meaning that 5 questions that are coming out of 5 poems. 4 of those questions are going to be that is taken from this list that you are looking at. This list consists of exactly 12 poems. 4 of them will be in your question paper guaranteed, right? And the 5th poem that is going to be in that question will be one that is unseen. It is unseen, meaning that I cannot give it to you. The whole point of it is that it is unseen. You have not prepared for this poem. So you're going to have 5 poems. 4 of them will be from this list and 1 of them will be unseen. That unseen poem will be compulsory to answer together with 2 out of the 4 of this list that you will be given. So what I'm saying is, from this list that you are looking at, you will be given 4 poems, and out of those 4 poems, you would have to answer only 2 of them and 1 that is unseen. Now the unseen poem is not going to be problematic because it's going to be a contextual question. Contextual meaning that it's going to be short questions, question and answer. So you will just read the poem and simply answer the questions that follow. With the 4 that you will be given, 1 of them will be an essay question and the rest will be contextual questions. You can choose to answer literally any 2 of them. You don't have to choose 1 essay or 1 contextual. Any 2 that you feel like answering, you are welcome to do so. Section B will be a novel. We have 2 novels in English home language. The first one is The Life of a Pie and the second one is The Picture of Dorian Gray. From just these 2 novels, there will be 4 questions. The 2 questions will be on Life of a Pie. 1 of them will be a contextual question, meaning that it will be short questions, and the other will be an essay question. By the way, if you're interested in knowing how to answer these questions in terms of an essay and in terms of contextual questions, that's what our live classes will be. So anyway, Life of a Pie again will have 2 questions. 1 will be an essay question and the other one will be a contextual question. The same thing is going to apply to The Picture of Dorian Gray. 1 question will be a essay question and the other one will be a contextual question. Now you will be required to only answer 1 of those 4 questions. So you can choose any that you feel like you want to answer. The only thing that you have to keep in mind is, if you choose an essay question, whether it's an essay question of Life of a Pie or The Picture of Dorian Gray, that depends on the novel that you have been able to get your hands on and that you have been reading, right? So if you answer it as an essay, it means that in section C, you are going to answer a contextual question, meaning that you will be forced now in section C to answer a contextual question. That's if in the novels you answered an essay question. But if in the novels you answer a contextual question, then it means that when we move on to section C, which is going to be our dramas, you are going to now answer a contextual question. section C, we are going to be looking at dramas. We have 3 drama books for the home language, or that are prescribed for home language. If you have been reading only one of these, then you should be okay. Okay for the examination room. You literally only need one. The reason being that in section C, you are going to have 6 questions. 2 questions on Othello, meaning one of the questions will be an essay question, the other will be a contextual question. 2 questions on the Crucible, one will be an essay question and the other will be a contextual question. And then 2 questions also on Hamlet, one will be an essay question and the other will be a contextual question. Out of all of those 6 questions, you will be required to answer only one of them. It doesn't matter which one, except it's going to be controlled or determined by what type of a question you answered in section B of the novels, right? So just like I explained before, if in section B you answered an essay question, it means that out of these 6 questions in section C, you are going to have to choose between the ones that are contextual questions only. The reason being that in section B, you already answered an essay question. So in section C, you have to choose any of those 3 books, but choose a contextual question. This is a requirement. It's a must. You don't have a choice there, because in section B, you already answered an essay. But if you did the reverse, rather in section B of the novels, whatever book you chose, you answered the short questions, meaning the contextual questions. It means now when you come to the dramas, for whatever book that you choose, even whether it's Othello, for example, the Othello question that you choose will now have to be an essay. Because let's say in the novels, you chose Life of a Pi and you wrote it as a contextual question. So when you now do Othello in the dramas, your Othello will now have to be an essay question. I hope that is clear. To have YouTube recommend you more of my videos, be sure to click the like button and subscribe to the channel. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below.